Ross with Big Water Fishing. You guys have seen me. We're catching walleyes. We're doing a lot of different ways. One thing we don't do is we don't cook them a lot of different ways. You know, everybody fries fish. We got my buddy Joe in. He's probably a little better at cooking than he is fishing. No offense.
Come on now.
No offense. So we're going to show him a different way, and we're going to do some walleye cakes. It's like crab cakes, but with walleyes.
Or salmon cakes, whatever you used to eat as a kid, whatever you still eat. Like I said, Ross does a lot of things better than me, but cooking ain't one of them. We got some walleye here. We're gonna poach this fish first today, so we can get it nice and cooked and flaked up, and then we're gonna go through the rest of the ingredients. But our first,
what did you say? A what? Because I don't even. You already.
We're gonna poach it. Poach it. That's like poaching. You don't know what poaching is?
No. I want to know what are you doing with that and why and what.
We got steam and water. We're gonna and some seasoning in there.
By the way, if you want to see how to clean these things, make sure you check below. We got a link with Captain Chip Cut right. He's showing you how to clean these walleyes.
Oh, okay. I can't clean them. I just cook them.
He's just a cook.
Okay, what we're doing? We got some boiling water here with some spices. We got some thyme and some lemon and some celery in here. We're gonna gently lay this fish in here.
And you like to cut them up. You don't have that big fillet either.
No, we got little pieces, nice little pieces that we can put in there and cook evenly. You don't want to overcook them. We're gonna poach them.
Cook faster without getting soft in the center.
So what we're gonna do? We're doing this right now. You only have to leave it in there for a minute or two. Don't leave it in there till it falls apart and you got a whole bunch of mush. So
because we're gonna fry this later. This is just a process.
That's right. Okay. But we want to get it flaky and big enough chunks in there. It's not going to be all just ground up like a salmon cake.
So that water is just about boiling.
That's right.
In a couple minutes.
That's right. So as you see, it doesn't take long. Fish is already starting to turn white. No big deal. While you're doing that, if you want to, you can start. We're going to start the wet ingredients here. We're going to put a couple eggs in there. Did you move my trash can? What's up with that? I usually do it depending on how much you do. Put a couple eggs.
Yeah. So how much is this going to like cook?
This is we're probably using a little over probably 1.5 pounds of walleye.
And then we're gonna. How many? You know I eat a lot. How many
I know you do. You ate them last time we were here. You'll probably get 8. You could probably get 8, 10 nice sized walleye cakes out of 1.5 pounds or 2 of fish. Okay. We're gonna add some spice, some parsley. We're gonna we gotta chop an onion too.
Yeah, because you just don't want to just throw the onion in there. I learned this.
No, we're gonna dry the onion. So I don't know if everybody's diced an onion at home. You cut the onion in half and lay it flat, and you can either stand it up, go down through it like this, go down through it like that, and like that. Lay it on its side. Make some more cuts down through there.
How many times you cut your finger doing that? Because
I don't do it anymore, son. I used to as a kid.
You cut yourself in the boat just on a crankbait. So I mean, that big old knife ain't looking so safe.
I'm careful. I'm better. I told you I was better. I told you I was better cooking than fishing. Right. So then we're just going to make a dice right here. Take your knife back down through there. Okay. Just like so. Put that aside. The other thing with this onion is we put it in a paper towel. And we want to drain the moisture out of it. You don't want a bunch of.
What's that going to do?
It just dry. It's not going to add. It's not going to add too much to make the cake overbearing. Okay.
You put a little extra onion in the last time, and I like. You liked it? I like that better myself. So okay, we're drying that up.
So we basically dry it up. Okay, and then I got some already here that we use. I'm going to set that aside in case I need some more. See, now this is all coming together nicely. These pieces here, the bigger pieces, they're even done. So then, boom, we're done with that.
Okay.
The other
paper plate.
Yeah, the other thing we're going to do for us, if you'll give me a couple paper towels over there, my friend. We're going to take this paper towel. We don't want a bunch. See how much liquid's in there right now? All that water.
Yeah.
So we don't want all that water in there. So we're going to do that. We're going to prop this plate up just a little bit. You're going to give me a couple more paper towels. Okay. We're going to let that do that for 1 second. Okay, now, the next thing we're going to do, we already started our wet ingredients here. We'll put a little onion in there. We're going to put some heavy cream. There's no real measurement on this stuff. I mean, really, you know, you do it to feel. You're going to mix the panko breadcrumbs in there, and you're going to put the fish in there and see what it's nice, not soaking wet consistency.
Roughly for a person that ain't a chef like yourself.
For this batch, I'd say about 3 ounces of heavy cream, whipping cream. Don't use half and half. Don't use milk. Don't use none of that. Use the heavy cream. I need a fork over there out of that drawer. If I'd have known you guys were coming, I'd have been ready. All right. So we're gonna whisk that up here. So we got eggs, 2 eggs in there. We got some heavy cream. We're gonna add some Hellman's mayonnaise. Do not use Miracle Whip, okay?
Oh God.
Do not use it.
Are you have a sponsor confliction or
Yeah,
what?
well, I'm a Hellman's guy. Okay, so we're gonna put some mayonnaise in there. No big deal. No biggie. Don't, just a nice squirt. Then we're gonna get this.
Does Ranger Boats not like if you're using Hellman's or like Miracle Whip? Like,
yeah. Don't use.
I feel like we may be alienating the crowd here.
Don't use Miracle Whip. Just don't do it. Okay, I don't know if you can get that on camera or not. We're just whipping this stuff up to make this is gonna our breadcrumbs and stuff.
Whip it real good.
Whip it real good. No, real good.
There's 3 L's in that. Okay.
Yeah. So then we got that in there. Here's the other thing: is you put these other wet ingredients or dry ingredients in here. When you get the fish in there, and the celery, the onions, the rest of it, and the fish, you may have to add a little bit of more liquid in there. Don't put too many. You can always add breadcrumbs. You can't take them out once they're in there. So we're going to put some onion in there. Ross likes the onion.
I do. Believe it or not.
Celery.
And if you like
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Ba-boom or bang or whatever the hell he said.
That's dumb. Yeah, that's his thing.
Yeah, that's his thing. I don't do that.
It just, it's like anything else. You mix it in kind of how you want it, right?
You get it to that consistency, and you might have to do it a time or two and say, well, you know what, I think those might have been a little bit too wet. The thing is, once this is made, before you fry them, you'll know if it's the right consistency when you go to put, because when this is all done, we're going to dip them in panko breadcrumbs, and then we're going to fry them. So as long as the cake stays together, it's good consistency. Okay. As long as it's not falling through your hands, it's good consistency. Okay.
So what else you put in there?
So now, you got that. Oh, sorry about that. We're going to put some fresh cracked black pepper in there.
I like pepper. Salt and pepper.
Yeah, you mean like oil and water, me and you.
Yeah, we are oil and water, for sure.
Then we're going to crack some salt, good salt. Here, do one crack.
No, I feel like I shouldn't even touch it.
You fished today, didn't you?
I did.
Well, you don't need to do nothing. You got through that.
I did.
Okay. See how our fish came out? It's still in big chunks. What we're going to do is we're just going to break it up.
No fancy.
No fancy.
You could do this on a fishing trip.
Guys, as you'll see in this video, you can do this on a fishing trip. You can do this at home in literally, 30 minutes.
You don't need no fancy.
Minutes. No.
I mean, do you have an issue with Cuisinart? I mean, or is this like Miracle Whip?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you can do that if you want, whatever.
I mean, they're just trying to show off at that
point. That's all they're doing. That's all. Okay, as you see, we took our fish out, and it's the fish we
caught.
No, the fish how do we cook it?
We poached it.
Poached it. Okay, and we let it cool a little bit. I mean, so then we got
it's kind of ironic you and talking about poaching fish because I don't think
there's a DNR here, dude.
I don't think you can catch enough to poach them.
No love, man. Anyhow, we just put our fish into our wet ingredients, our eggs, our mayonnaise, our cream, our salt and pepper. We got some fresh parsley in there. And we're just going to fold this together. Okay, so we're at that point now. Okay. Then we're going to take panko breadcrumbs. If you like Progresso or you like any other, that's panko here. Oh. If you like any certain breadcrumb, use what you want. But we're gonna start putting the breadcrumb in. And
what kind do you like?
I like Hellman's makes panko breadcrumbs too, dude. Hellman's makes them too. Pankos.
I think you got this issue with this mayonnaise.
What's great about it, he doesn't know nothing about cooking. You know a lot of things about a lot of things, but you don't know it all about cooking.
I just want to let you know, no matter how good you do at this, I'm not doing this.
I know you're not. You're just going to say, hey, Joe, I want to eat some walleye cakes. I'll be over.
Yeah.
So now what we're doing we're folding this all together. You see it's got it's still got a pretty wet consistency. So if, you know, look at the beautiful flakes though, man. See how this stuff just stays together? It's not like it's all old nasty salmon cake. I mean, it holds together. So I'm saying it's still a little wet, so I'm gonna add a few more breadcrumbs. When you think you're about half, you know, when you think you're pretty close, I always just take a little bit.
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
And put it there, you know.
I think you just like playing with this stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty.
Did you not have Legos as a kid?
No, I never had that. No, I didn't have that. So that batch is really pretty close. So at this point, what I would do, okay, you know, if you're going to make these like tonight, it's better to put them in the refrigerator and let them sit overnight. So if you want to have walleye cakes on Saturday or Sunday afternoon with your family, cook them or prep it the night before. You could even patty them up.
Because they're going to stay better together.
As they're in the refrigerator, the liquid in there is going to work in the panko crumbs and everything. It's going to bind a lot better.
And then if you got a hungry captain coming over, he don't have to wait for watching you.
Yeah, like when we ate them before, I made them and then remember a couple of them fell apart a little bit, but that didn't bother you. You still ate 2 pounds worth of them. So. Yeah. So that's pretty much it as far as prepping for them and getting them ready. So you can see that. See how it's just kind of layering down there. So that's telling me that they're going to pack together good. And there is no, I mean, it's not brain surgery here. You just got to play with the recipe a little bit to make sure that they're going to stay together. And we're leaving big flakes of fish. So, you know, if we ground it up a whole bunch, they would stay together like a regular salmon patty would.
So we're going to just actually make the patties now.
See, you can actually put this in the fridge like it is, and then make the patties when they come out. When you get them out.
If you don't have time to do it overnight, does a couple hours firm?
Yeah, or a half hour anyway. You know, but just kind of pack them together. You got to be gentle. It's not like netting a fish. Like
I'm an aggressive netter. You've seen me.
I know.
You watch. I'm an aggressive netter.
I know.
Very aggressive.
And you this isn't like having. You can't do this and have 3 fish on.
This is like spinner fishing. This isn't like crankbait fishing.
That's right.
Okay.
You can't have 3 fish on and do this.
Got you. I understand.
Okay, as I was telling you before, it's good to store these cakes in the fridge for a little bit.
You were right. First time I've seen in a while, they firm right up.
They firm right up.
So
yeah, I mean, see that? They're not anything like the other ones were. The warm ones are. So what we're going to do now? We're gonna turn on our heat here. I usually cook it pretty high. Got some olive oil here. We're going to put some olive oil, drizzle some olive oil in the pan. A good Teflon skillet's good to use. You know, because we want them nice and crispy on the outside, not burnt. There's a fine line there. It's kind of like a line like between a walleye and a sheephead. Not that fine.
That's a big line. So we're putting these, now we're going to
dredge these in panko breadcrumbs. So you see how that's holding together now?
It's like a burger. Yeah.
So we're going to put it in the breadcrumbs. Put it in there. I mean, you don't have to go totally nuts with it, but get a nice covering on them. Actually, we can probably set them right back here until that skillet fries. That sets up. Okay, we're going to put some on there. Just pat them on there. You see how I'm doing that? Just pat a little bit on there. Do this side. Pat a little bit on there. You know, you don't have to look at them right away. I mean, they're not going to burn up in 5 minutes. So,
a couple minutes on each side.
A couple minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, You know, you can see it. They need to cook a little bit. They're starting to get a nice little light brown texture. But we want them dark. We want them crunchy. Easy to make. I mean, no big mess when you're done. No big deal. You're not eating fried walleye all the time, or baked walleye, or grilled walleye. Now, while we got these cooking, we're gonna have a little greens, and with those greens, you know, Catawba's.
I'm checking out right now, but I'm listening.
Well, Catawba's known for orchards and stuff, so we got some good Catawba apples.
Okay.
We got some greens in there. So we got we made a little dressing here. It's got horseradish in it. It's got Dijon mustard in it. Got cider vinegar in it. Got some chives, parsley. And we just toss those up a little bit. Don't get too much on there.
You had me checked out at horseradish again. Greens and horseradish.
Oh, so we're gonna put a little dollop here on this plate, just like this. Cross a couple apples there. Make it beautiful.
No cords, so nice.
Wow, look at those. They need a little more time. And you know, if they come apart a little bit, don't freak out about it. It's no big deal. You can eat them all anyway. We're gonna let the other side crust real good. These might come back over. This one might come a little bit. These are nice right here. They get a little dark. The panko gets a little dark. You can also, while this is cooking, you can throw a pat of butter on there a little bit, give it a little bit of butter flavor. But we're gonna garnish these. Put a little dressing on here. Some people like tartar sauce. We made a little sauce out of mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, Wober's horseradish sauce, and some Gluten's brown mustard and some garlic and parsley and some chives in there. But we're gonna dress those up with these as soon as they're done. So there we got a little butter going in there. Cooking pretty good. Then the next thing we do when these are done, we're just gonna plate them up, put the sauce on them, but you can put whatever you want on them or whatever you don't want. Oh, look at that. Now, there's nothing prettier than that right there. Well, no, I'm sorry, there is something prettier than that, the next one. So right now, you know, the tops are dry, so we really don't have to worry about them. I'm going to pull these off to the side. The stove's turned off. So now they're kind of ready to plate up. We got our little garnish here, a little salad if you want that. You're going to take the cake. Set it right there.
Now you're just getting too fancy for a walleye guide. You know that, right?
Now you take that one. You can.
You're trying to charge extra with all that fancy stuff on there.
So when I do this, I always, you know, this is the sauce with the mayonnaise, the horseradish sauce, the cider vinegar, the mustard.
I'm not a horseradish guy.
Okay.
Have you said that yet?
Well, so instead of putting it on top of the cake, just put it off to the side for them. A little bit like that.
You're gonna make me try that, aren't you?
If you want to, give it a little shot of cracked black pepper on top. If you really want to impress the neighbor, whoever you got coming over. If you're a single guy and you want to cook for your woman, take a few apples.
Catawba apples.
Catawba apples.
Catawba is?
And put a couple apples on it. And then you have...
Because, I mean, if you did that at fish camp, I mean, you'd probably get punched.
Well, probably because they'd think you were kind of girly, frilly. There we have it. We got a little tossed green salad with apples, vinaigrette. We got walleye cakes. We got a little mayonnaise sauce.
You know, at fish camp, we're just going to pick that up and throw it in the mouth.
I know, that's what I say. This is a little fancy-dancy for some people, but it just shows you the options, you know. I mean, like you, if you wanted to impress a girl and I showed you how to do this another 4 or 5 times, or you had me come over and do it and then you walked in and said you did it, then...
I think the latter is more likely.
I think that's that's really what happened.
Okay.
There we have it, guys and girls.
So something an alternative to deep frying fish.
Yeah, don't deep fry it all the time. And
now you know I'm gonna be a critic.
I know I'm afraid to take a bite before you.
You even did better than last time.
Wow. Avita to the good life. Avita Luna.
More than one way to cook a walleye.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna stay tuned here. We're gonna show you other ways moving forward on how to get them walleyes, because
you're young and I'm still young. We're gonna load them up with walleye recipes.
1 out of 2 ain't bad.
That's right.